is BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor!
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty.
What's up with these clowns, man?
Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with that.
So St. Patrick's Day, that literally just happened the day before we're recording this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically 2 days before everybody's hearing this.
Yeah, real quick time frame on it. I mean, we don't sound too hungover, I don't think.
Nah, we did good. We paced ourselves and made it through the night.
I'm not a huge drinker myself, though.
You know, every once in a while I'll go overboard, but not too much. The older I get, the less it is.
I try and refrain from that. What did you end up doing?
Me and my girlfriend, we went out with a group of friends to a local place called City Beer Hall. It's a cool place. I think I've already even talked about it here on the show.
That's the pizza place.
The pizza place, yeah. They give you a ticket for a weird little mini pizza. With every drink. Yeah, with every drink that you buy. And we went there, had fun. They have a dance floor and stuff, so we were just hanging out, enjoying the night. And then we ended up going back to somebody's house, and there was a small house party, so that was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But it was a nice chill night, and threw back some drinks and had some fun, man.
Cool.
What did you guys do out there on the West Coast?
We're kind of boring. We meant to go out and do fun stuff. We got up and did a couple of things that we had to do. We went shopping for some, household things. Myself and my girlfriend, that is. And then we were hungry, so we went out and got drinks kind of with lunch. We went and got oysters. We got a shit ton of oysters because it was it was happy hour prices.
Okay.
So they were half price of what they would have normally been. So for
damn.
Way less, because I took her there for dinner and we got oysters and entrees and shit. But this time we went and it was less than $100, which was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty chill. Yeah,
we each got 2 drinks and then a bunch of oysters. So I don't know. I thought it was just a really good price and the drinks were really good. So then we were okay, we're gonna go back home, rally, chill for a little bit.
Yep.
And then rally, and then go out. And you're setting yourself up for failure.
As soon as you go home, man, you're never going to rally.
Nope. Yeah. You got to keep going. And that's the thing, though. It's every year older I get, the less likely I am to actually go back out.
Yeah, exactly. I feel unless you're in a group of 4, don't go home to rally, because you're definitely risking not coming back out because it's too comfy at home. There's nothing wrong with chilling at home. It's great. That's why you live there. It's your fucking domain, your little nest.
We did actually go back out, but we went out for McDonald's and Taco Bell.
Hey, I like it. I dig it. We were craving that on the way home, and we were we should go. We didn't go, but we almost went and got some drive-through nuggets. There
you go. Well, so we hope that your St. Patrick's Day was at least as half as good as ours was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we do have another St. Patrick's Day related thing here to touch on in the intro.
Well, yeah, we made a quick little in the last episode, specifically during the St. Patrick's Day game. I referred to... What did I say? I said the Bears went to the World Series, I believe.
Yeah, when we were talking about Chicago and dying the river.
I meant to say the Cubs. So
yes.
Before Chicago comes and hunts us down, I just want to apologize on our behalf. And Jesse makes a good point.
Yes, I do have this in our defense. I'm going to lawyer this up a little bit. Bears are Cubs. Bears and Cubs are the same
Cubs
thing.
Are bears.
Cubs are just baby bears.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
We're not incorrect.
We could have made a better term for it, but, that's what we did. No.
It was also, I think it was the very last question on the very end segment of the show. So by that time, we were a bunch of beers in and smoking. And
a lot of drinking.
So we're always trying our best to give you accurate information, though, which is why we wanted to make sure we did this update.
Yeah, and if you ever catch us slacking, just hit us with a DM. Let us know. You can even blast us on the American Slackers group.
Please do.
Again, hopefully you had a safe and happy St. Patty's Day. And hopefully you're chilling out right now, because we're going to step into the show. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. And as always, Matt.
And I'm Jesse, your lawyer this evening. Your public defender, if you will.
Yeah.
Your public entertainer, if you will.
He will guide you in any way needed.
Now, at the beginning of our show, we always like to give a little shout out to our Patreon slackers. These are some very lovely people that give us support through our Patreon account. And starting off with that is Dave Gunn.
Thanks, buddy.
Also, Seth Anders.
The Mad King. We can't help but thank you, buddy.
You're always tuning in and giving us feedback and stuff. We appreciate it. We also have some podcasts that help us out, including the Crime Roulette podcast, which is hosted by Kyle, Noel, and Bradford.
Awesome crime show and awesome dudes.
And I have to say, their Facebook group, the Crime Roulette fan group, there's funny stuff going on in there. Bradford's always wiling out and doing really funny things.
It's almost a mini show on its own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Another podcast that helps us out is the Yes and I Am podcast, and that's hosted by Aaron W., a.k.a. Aaron Max.
Yeah, really awesome dude, and his show is awesome. So definitely check him out.
Hilarious. It's celebrity impersonations and people doing interviews in that style, and it's really funny. It's great improv.
Check it out, and thank you to all of our Patreon supporters.
So some more love that we have to give out during this show is via Twitter, our pod shout out of the week. And the way this works is we have our pinned tweet up on Twitter with our latest episode. Whoever retweets that is entered into a lottery where Matt picks from however many retweets we got, and whoever he ends up picking is the lucky winner for that week. So Matt, this time around we have 18 retweets on our last pinned tweet.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go number 9.
Number 9. We're straight in the middle, huh?
Go with a median.
All right. That's the In Poor Taste podcast. And you know what's funny? I think they are one of our promos. They're one of our promos this week. So we're getting some double pod love going on here.
Awesome.
And they are at In Poor Taste Pod on Twitter. And their about reads, like if Comedy Bang Bang and Harlan Highway and Cashing In had a terrible baby. So that's like, if you listen to any of those shows or watch Comedy Bang Bang, I'm a big fan of that.
Yes, yeah. Check it out. Yeah, it's definitely worthy.
In Poor Taste is also part of the hashtag Pod Orgy that we're in.
Oh, nice.
Group of podcasts, so...
Good to know.
So congrats on you at In Poor Taste Pod. You're the winner for this pod shout out of the week.
Awesome.
So Matt, what do we got coming up in the show?
Well, as always, we're going to start out with our bizarre news, in which we have a grave warning to all video gamers with girlfriends. You got something to watch out for, people. I'm not kidding. This is like a serious deal. So if she's around, you might want to like walk away. No.
Pop in those earbuds.
And then we're going to step into the green corner, where we will keep you up to date with all the best UFC news and rumors. And then we will finish it off strong with a new segment that we like to call This or That, which we'll explain when we get there. So stick around.
And with our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. And this time we're over in Colombia. Not necessarily known for their weed, probably more known for the cocaine. Because of the narco wars that happened between the U.S.-backed forces in Colombia back in the 80s and 70s?
Yeah, 70s. Yeah, the whole...
Mostly 70s.
Medellin cartel and, all the fucking cartels down there.
And, I mean, marijuana is not foreign to Colombia, but... it's starting to become a force to reckon with. Although,
again, yeah. I would say it was the big crop probably before cocaine, and now it's resurfacing probably even better now because cocaine's done.
Yeah, and it's coming back in a legal way because Colombia's government is looking to start exporting the marijuana that they have legalized people to grow.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So they're looking to countries like Canada and Germany, possibly, is also looking to move around exports and imports of marijuana. But the big golden goose here is the United States.
Oh, yeah, of course. We love our weed here in the US of A.
And I guess Colombia is a great place to grow marijuana, just in terms of climate.
Okay, yeah,
it provides a really hospitable area for growing. It's interesting because, there's a lot of the, what is it, the cocoa or whatever plant that cocaine comes from?
Yeah.
The cocoa plant. That grows really well there, obviously.
Yeah,
There's a high industry of that. But maybe if they were able to switch over from that illegal one to a legal marijuana trade, they could also help curb the crime that comes along with the illegal and illicit cocaine trade.
Yeah.
So they got their eyes set. They're working with Canadian-owned like pharmaceutical groups right now to try and export their marijuana. But the big thing is trying to get it into the U.S., especially Colorado, California, which made me think like there's must be a pretty big there's been a huge domestic boom in marijuana production in the U.S. and we haven't gotten really any import because it's still federally illegal.
Yeah, true, right? And it would be nice to sample, like people sample coffee from around the world or wine from around the world, whatever food. It would be nice to be able to be like, okay, well this weed came from Colombia. This is definitely unique, I'd imagine it's something we wouldn't be able to recreate in a lab even.
It'd be tough to, for sure. And they're calling it Colombian gold.
Ooh, I'm intrigued already.
I know, putting a name to it kind of like gives it that much more intrigue,
Yeah, definitely.
So this was an article by the Washington Post that, the headline read, Colombia looks to become the world's supplier of legal pot. So we'll see where Colombia ends up in a few years once things hopefully progress a little bit further in terms of getting weed federally legalized. Maybe we'll be seeing a whole influx of that.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
And we'll be putting up this Washington Post article on our Facebook page on Monday, as we do with all of our marijuana articles, if you are interested in reading more about Colombia.
Awesome. Well, keeping up with the marijuana news, we're going to head to California. Now, you were just talking about California. Well, California is always ahead of the game in the United States as far as weed is concerned. And this is really yanking on my heartstrings because what we're going to talk about is a specific location in San Francisco called the Barbary Coast Dispensary. And what it is, it's a marijuana smoking lounge. It's fucking awesome. You get to just buy weed and you get whatever you need. Say you buy a little bit of concentrate and you don't have a rig at home. They have the best rigs you could ever need right there. You can go electronic, you can go old school. It's really cool what they have going on. If you want to go traditional and just get some papers, they'll provide them for you. As far as I can tell, I don't think they really have a menu of like coffee, like the traditional Amsterdam, pot coffee shop. But you'll be able to get like basic drinks there probably. I see it more as an alternative for people that want to get together and smoke pot somewhere legally. Maybe they're too worried to smoke in their apartment. Their apartment has rules about it, or they just want to get together as a group and go somewhere public.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pub. It's like a public house, but for smoking instead of drinking.
Exactly, yeah. And this is the only place right now in America at all, in San Fran. Currently, there's going to be a few more hopefully popping up, but it's all, there's a lot of issues because what they have to do is they have to make sure that all the air induction gets taken care of, so they filter it out so people that are working there aren't getting secondhand high, and so that an alluring odor doesn't come out of the building to the surrounding area, and then it's like this block smells like weed all the time.
Yeah,
they don't want that.
Would suck for anyone who doesn't enjoy the smell of weed, which I for one do. So I wouldn't be one to complain, but it could be stinky to people who don't enjoy it. It's like a cheese,
Yeah,
sometimes like
true.
a really fragrant cheese might like annoy people. If there's a cheese shop, I can see the same like kind of issue. But with weed, you'd have to kind of push it up and out. Like it'd have to go high up and not be able to settle down into the street, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that. But it's really cool. I mean, a lot of places are trying to apply for it now. The city of Hollywood has approved plans to issue up to 8 licenses. So just in West Hollywood, you'll be able to go to a bunch of places, and they have like the lockdown on great dispensaries too. So that's really cool. But even as far as like Massachusetts is actually trying to figure out how they can get away with doing these cannabis cafes, which would be really fucking cool because that's driving distance to me right now.
Yeah, we've discussed that in our cannabis news before. I believe they said sometime this summer they're hoping to have them open.
They should all be open, the recreational shops, so that like people like me can travel across the line and go hang out and buy some good, medicine.
Yeah, enjoy it in a safe environment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the key about this, man. It's a nice place to stop, before you go to dinner, before you're going home, you're going on a trip, You want to, like, kill some time and you have to go somewhere? Here you go. Go smoke a doob, chill out before you have to take care of some stressful situation.
Go on a flight.
Yeah, man.
And it also helps for the cannabis, like, vacation industry for places that legalize and see an influx of people coming in, because a lot of the hotels don't want you to smoke.
Yeah,
in the hotel rooms.
True, right?
So at least people could go there, smoke all they want, and
then go back to the hotel and chill. Yeah.
Yep. So if you're traveling to any of these places and you're taking a little weed vacation, you want to fly to Colorado, maybe out here to California, one thing I suggest that you do not do is try and join the Mile High Club on your flight out. That's a surefire way to ruin a vacation.
It's a surefire way to ruin everybody's vacation that's on that flight. Nobody wants that.
And just such a thing happened with a couple who met on a plane and were caught having some physical relations in the very cramped airline bathroom. I don't understand how people can try and do that. I can barely fit in there as one person, let alone two.
That's what I was just imagining, is like there's no pleasure in that at all. And how the fuck do you get in there without everybody seeing you? Because those bathrooms are like right in front of like a rows of 30 people, Jesus.
Yeah, people are very aware, and that's the other thing, is anytime you go to the bathroom, there's always someone watching because someone wants to use the bathroom after you.
That's me. That's this guy right here. I'm always waiting on a line of people, and I don't want to wait in line standing up, so I just
there's no point.
And I wait until there's no line, and then I go.
Yep. So in this case, it played out really in quite some fashion on this flight, because the woman who boarded the flight very drunk at Gatwick Airport in England, she was noticeably drunk from the start. Everyone knew she was going to be some kind of problem as she boarded this flight. She sat down, she was traveling alone, and she sat down near another man who was traveling alone.
Okay.
They immediately started to flirt with each other, and she gave him a kiss, and I believe that he was sitting across the aisle from her. So they were kissing what I'd imagine would be across the aisle. Which is very apparent. We see what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking obvious. Planes are no privacy at all.
Well, you can see, you look straight down the aisle and you see someone making out. It's okay, what the fuck, man?
You guys
either get seats next to each other and do that, or don't do it at all.
Yeah,
you're a fire hazard now. So this, after kissing, the lady got up, walked towards the bathroom, and then a few moments later, the man got up and walked towards the bathroom, and they met in said bathroom. She was found sitting on the toilet, and he was found standing with his pants down.
What's going on? Somebody sucking my dick, or am I getting 1,000 pesos?
There's the answer to our question. How did you do something like this? It's you gotta Tetris your way into that shit, apparently.
Yeah, I can only imagine what they looked like crammed in there. I wish there was an exact photo of them just
You could not fit one more thing in there.
How much movement can go on in that thing without it being like on the door? Like,
I was gonna say just enough.
The whole plane's like hearing this fucking vibration of something that's not normal. They're like, is the plane in trouble?
Right? I hear some rattling. So they ended up being found by one of the flight attendants who said, "Would you really jeopardize your holiday for a blowjob?"
Oh, that's hilarious.
The lady was sent back to her seat where she was scolded by her friend. I guess she was traveling with a friend who was like, "Don't you ever fucking do this. Do you understand me?" And then once they landed in Mexico, in Cancun, that she was taken off by police, where the rest of the plane clapped and cheered as they were being taken off.
Oh man.
She was awesome. also banned for life, I believe. From Virgin Atlantic flights.
Oh my god.
It says banned from all future travel.
Can you imagine being banned for life from fucking travel like that?
It's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't fly that airline. I tried to give someone a blowjob. And let's say I'm not allowed on Virgin anymore. They had to appreciate blowjobs on Virgin flights.
Ah, man.
They're more wholesome than that.
Yeah, I bet. It seems like a family.
I like Virgin Airlines. They're one of my favorites, actually.
You've always recommended them to me. So
them and Alaska.
Yep. Yeah, I have a high opinion of them. So that's definitely. It's good to see they keep on tap of shenanigans. Man, we like to focus on shit that goes weird with airlines a lot of the time, and we're keeping up with it in this next story, where we're talking about it's simply raining gold at a Russian airport.
Oh, nice. Someone must bop someone on the head. Got Mario taking a flight?
Yeah. This isn't some crazy video game or even leprechaunish story of gold.
It was around the holiday.
It was right around St. Paddy's Day, which is quite funny. But what we have here is that a giant an A12 aircraft, which is a pretty good sized aircraft, had a full load of tons of this type of like bar that consists of 70% gold. So that's a shit ton of gold. Apparently they didn't stabilize the load, so it leaned towards the back hatch, and it literally was so much weight that it just burst the door latch, and it just started raining fucking gold all over the runway.
Oh my god. Damn, I really fucked up with this one.
It's like Operation Dumbo Drop, but with gold bars.
Yeah, man, and I got photos up right now of like the gold bars, and it's just like they're scattered all over this fucking airport. So it's like that runway's shut down. They can't land there now because the plane would just fucking probably get so fucked up trying to run down this runway.
Run over fucking gold bars like speed bumps.
And that's actually what they had to fucking turn around and get the load, because this was like a specific giant load for Kinross Gold, which is one of the 10 largest gold mining companies in the world. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, this was a mass shipment going to be melted down probably into finer gold and, turned into jewelry or whatever,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And I saw that it was in the snow, too, since it was taken off from Russia. It looked like
Siberia.
Some of the bars just literally sank into the snow, which, that makes it even harder to find.
Oh, my God, yeah. The ones that didn't land, on the runway, because it was quite a long scatter field from all this shit. They landed in that snow, and but they're claiming that nobody was hurt. That's the most important thing. They wanted to say that there was 7 crew members and 2 company representatives on board, but nobody was injured, and the plane landed safely. And the whole cargo has been collected. There were no losses, so they were really trying to cover their ass in this statement. So they didn't need to take out insurance or anything. They just pretty much ran behind on their shipment. By,
it's like, hey Joe, why is your jacket sagging?
Yeah, right. 1 bar. Can you imagine? I wonder what 1 bar that is worth.
They look pretty big from the article.
It's like a normal gold bar, but you gotta keep in mind that 30% of it's just probably some random alloy or metal.
I wonder if they do that for security purposes too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it was just that or if it was just a smell of like
That's how it's refined.
Found. Yeah, who knows? I'm not a gold master, but all I know is I see gold and I think value.
Well, when I see a goldish color, sometimes it makes me a little queasy, which is the case in our next article with the pickle juice slushies that are coming out of Sonic.
Man, I don't know. I'm not much of a pickle guy if it's not pickles themselves. Like a lot of people get into that weird shit, including the Rick and Morty run of that pickle chocolate bar. Everybody was raving about that. I'm like, fuck that. Get out of here.
Pickle Rick chocolate bar or something?
If I ever bought that, it would just be to sit on my shelf as a collector's item, and I would never taste pickle chocolate.
The only time I ever tasted pickle juice is when I tried one of those Wonder Berry pills that's supposed to change the flavor of stuff, and it didn't work. I think I told the story on the podcast where I immediately my body rejected the pickle juice. And it was terrible. So I know that I would not like this. They say it is briny and bright greenish. I'm guessing it'd be kind of gold colored too, because that's always what pickle juice color just looks like piss. It looks like like someone who's really sick pissed in a jar of pickles.
And it smells horrible too. That vinegary gross smell. Yeah. Ugh,
the person who wrote this for People Food said that it tastes sweet and tangy, and the bright brine compensates for the overall savoriness you might have been worried about, and it would go well with burgers and or tots / corn dogs.
Yeah. No. It would go
Sonic's
fine with the garbage.
Sonic's known for its like flavorful drinks, but I think this is a fucking miss if they ever had one.
I don't know. There's a lot of weirdos out there liking that pickle flavor. Who knows? This might be a big seller for them.
I can't stop shuddering just thinking about it. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah, I'm not with it. It's not my thing.
Thank you.
Not my thing at all. But you know what is my thing? Fucking Chipotle. Fucking love that shit.
Hit Chipotle earlier.
I had it right before we hit record. I love that shit. I got the 3 tacos today. Usually I get a bowl, but I'll fuck with anything on their menu.
I don't think I've tried their tacos.
Oh, their tacos are dank. They stuff them. You get 3 like rolled up nice and tight in like a meal thing. Oh, I love it. I love it. You can't go wrong. And it's easy to get addicted. I can see how people get addicted to Chipotle. And that's exactly where we're going with this story, because we are talking about a man we've previously talked about on the show back in December. And we're talking about Bruce Wayne, an Ohio man who ate Chipotle for every day. And I believe it was 400 and something days when we talked about him last. Now, he's pulling a quit at 500 days of consecutive Chipotle meals. It's crazy. I can't believe somebody devoted that like over a year and like pretty much a half.
Who cut him off? His doctor?
Oh, I'd imagine. It can't be too healthy to keep taking that in. But damn, this guy has devotion. His name's Bruce Wayne. No surprise, I guess, right? Well, the cool thing is you can check it out his Instagram, and he documented all of it. Every day he took a picture of the receipt and the meal he had. And along the way you can see some cool candids, you know, as you would expect a man named Bruce Wayne. He dresses up as Batman a lot of the time, and he takes photos with kids.
It's funny when I'm sure when he shows people his license, he's like, "I'm Bruce Wayne," and they're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "No, really, I'm Bruce Wayne." It's like, "Oh shit, you are Bruce Wayne."
Oh shit, you're really Bruce Wayne. Yeah, man, it's pretty dope, and he's got a legit bat suit. I'm jealous. It's like Christian Bale movie quality fucking bat suit, and that's exactly how he finished it out. He ate the 500th meal in that bat suit. Close out the great saga of Batman's record in Chipotle.
So yeah, I guess back in December when we had mentioned that he broke the actual record at when he got to that 426 mark, Chipotle pledged $4,260 to a cancer research or financial assistance to cancer treatment charity. So it's kind of cool to see people doing something and then the company reaching out to, like, you know, a charity or like the community in some way.
doing something really positive with the
And
money.
it's not just some guy eating fucking a shit ton of burritos.
Dressed as Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really neat to see that his act alone kind of inspired, over $4,000 to be donated towards cancer. That's great. That's fucking pretty dope, man. I support if more people would do some shit like this. Fuck.
Absolutely.
Get involved.
Well, someone who really needed Batman is the guy in our next story, and he's a fellow PUBG player like us. So I really feel for this guy.
Yeah, you can't help but feel for him now.
And if anyone doesn't know what PUBG is, it's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it's a PC and Xbox game. I think is it on PlayStation now too?
I'm not sure. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not aware whether or not it is, but he played on his computer, and he was even like an esports athlete of types. He did like Twitch streaming and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And has a bit of a following. He claims that his playing of PUBG helped him fend off a samurai sword attack from his girlfriend, and now ex-girlfriend, I would imagine.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. Gaming taught him how to fight off the fucking attacker. That's pretty neat.
Yep. Now the man who I'll just call the PUBG player was asleep at the time, and his girlfriend believed that he was possibly cheating on her because she had found hairs that weren't the same color as her hair in the shower. And it was also quoted that his libido had been destroyed by his gaming, so he probably spent way too much time playing on the PC games and just zoning out. It's easy to do.
It is easy to do, but I'd say that's an obvious point that you need to slow your roll.
Yeah, he said that he felt bad because she needed the affection, but he just couldn't keep up.
Keep it up?
Either or, I guess, at this point. Well, don't start ripping on this guy too bad, because he was in the dead of night asleep when she stole his phone and used a samurai sword and other knives that she had bought and put on her side of the bed. She grabbed his phone and hid it so that he couldn't call for help, and then she launched her attack.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Now,
sword and other knives.
Yeah.
One wasn't good enough.
She started attacking him to the point where she almost severed a few of his fingers. And he also had various wounds on his legs, his feet, his torso, his head, his neck. So he had a lot of bad injuries from her freaking out on him.
Oh man.
But he said that his training that he had done in playing various video games, including PUBG, had him ready to handle the onslaught. He said, "I've been preparing for my whole life for something like this."
Oh my god, was he almost praying for it to happen?
Well, he said that he was able to Wing Chun his way to survival.
Wing Chun it. Okay, sweet.
And eventually, he was able to get his girlfriend into a bear hug. And then she got a hold of his family jewels, if you will, and tried to rip them off.
Oh, that hurts.
He said, "I saw the look in her eyes and scared the living poop out of me. I told her I loved her and she was killing me. She needed to call police or I was going to die." And then she stopped and called 911.
And said what? I cut the fuck up out of my boyfriend and stole his phone?
I guess so.
Oh my god.
She
Susie
ended up being
samurai hands over here.
Susie Samurai. She ended up being arrested on attempted murder charges. Because, that's exactly what happened.
I think whenever you cut somebody up with multiple instruments of death,
Yeah. and there's actually a GoFundMe campaign to help with the hospital costs and stuff like that. They're going for a $10,000 goal, and they already have 8,282. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't go help out. If we'll be sure to post this up on our Facebook page sometime this week, so that you can go check out the link to the GoFundMe that's in the articles.
Awesome.
Maybe we can help this guy out.
Yeah.
Fend off future samurai.
Oh man. Well, hopefully not a lot of our listeners have to worry about fending off samurais while they're sleeping. stealing their phone. That's not good.
Yeah, seriously.
And another guy that you're not going to have to worry about is the gentleman we're going to refer to as his alias, which is Stinky Butt. And now, for all of our Texas listeners, I'm sure you're well aware of the story of Stinky Butt, which is a man who's just...
Is this like a Texas legend?
I'm going to say that, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just what everybody in the area knows him. They don't even refer to him as his name, because even when the police finally caught him this time, the person that he was hiding out in their house, the police were there, to serve a warrant and fucking figure out if this guy was there, because they heard he was there. And the person was like, "Wait, are you referring to Stinky Butt?" When they said his real name, they didn't know who the fuck he was.
It's because no one calls him. What's his real name? It was a tough one to say. I think that's why everyone goes with Stinky Butt.
It was Josh Adrian.
Drash Adrian.
Yeah, Josh Adrian. It's really fucking, it makes you want to, you gotta, chisel your jaw in weird ways to make the name. It's really weird to me.
It feels like you're digging out
Stinky Butt,
like a diamond or something.
Works for me. Well, this has been an issue getting this motherfucker. Apparently, he was a carjacking suspect, and they took him into custody, and they had to give him, treatment at the hospital. And they were wheeling him out in a wheelchair. He jumped out of the wheelchair and escaped from custody.
Oh, shit.
Then they got a call one time that they found him earlier in March, and they fucking saw him. They called him K-9 and everything. He eluded them again somehow.
Wow.
And that's just, a couple weeks later, they finally got his ass. And this time they found him in a closet hiding with a black nylon bag over his head.
What was he doing with a bag over his head?
I have no idea. Maybe he was trying to just blend in, not a person.
I'm garbage.
Not a person.
I'm just garbage.
He just says that as they open the door. It's like, not a person.
What sound does a garbage make? It's like, garbage.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's not a Pokemon.
Yeah, man. And, they finally got this guy, and, hopefully he won't be stinking up places anymore.
Getting Stinky Butt behind bars.
That's one of the biggest things I think we need to do, is make sure Stinky Butt stays behind bars.
No worrying about looking out for Stinky Butt anymore. What you do need to look out for is little kids with fucking rocks.
Oh my god, when you're raising these little demons, you never expect them to turn on you. But guess what? They do.
They have horrible aim that sometimes turns out to be great aim if you're looking to have a funny clip like our funny clip for this episode.
And I just can't help feel for the dad, because it's like, I would feel like if when I was a kid, I'm gonna want to document a lot. I'm always gonna be filming him with a camera and stuff,
Right.
And it's like, what this kid did is just destroy his camera. At least the lens. If it's detachable lens, that lens is shot. Or maybe dad's face is shot.
And this is one of those flinch videos too. Where,
oh my God.
So to set it up for you guys, we haven't done that very well, but this kid's throwing a rock on the beach or on the shore of some body of water, and he goes to throw the rock, and of course, like kids do, he lets go way too late and whips it across his body and at his parent. Whips it at his parent to the left of him. Goes straight at the camera.
Oh my god. Hard turn.
It's just trial and error. The kid will get it eventually.
Shit, man. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry, Dad. You didn't capture the moment all the way, but you definitely caught a funny ass moment. Hopefully he made enough money off this clip to get a new camera,
Yeah, right. So we'll be posting that up on Wednesday on our Facebook page like we do every week with our funny clip of the week.
Awesome. Definitely check it out. Now let's get ready to step into the green corner. But before we do that, here's a word from a fellow podcast.
I'm Don Wrinkle, and everybody's got a podcast. And if you're gonna listen to one, In Poor Taste is the way to go, because it's very greasy.
This is Bill Lawyerson to tell you that In Poor Taste is the podcast you should listen to if you want to get sued.
I'm Big Jim, here to say if you listen to In Poor Taste, guess we'll give you a Christmas handy.
It's In Poor Taste. It's definitely not a comedy podcast.
And it's definitely not educational.
And it's definitely Australian.
Stop asking!
Hello, I'm a Giorgio Casadoro, and this is my brother.
Fativa.
Come on down, Import Taste. We take you in back and polish your jewels.
That's us.
South Hills, Pittsburgh.
Born and raised.
Listen to Import Taste on the Podsberg Network. www.podsberg.com/Import Taste for all of your edutainment podcast needs.
If you guys said they were fun.
Fight!
All right, welcome to the fucking Green Corner. It's been a while. It's time to catch you guys up, and we're gonna start out with a quick update on one of my favorite up-and-coming bantamweights, Sean O'Malley. And this kid, he's made quite a wave, so you're probably well aware of who he is. But in case you're not, he's a guy that he caught Dana White's eyes, and he made his debut with the UFC technically with Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, which is a cool preemptive to get guys onto the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
Which he went on to win, which I thought was cool. He beat Taryn Ware at the Ultimate Fighter, a new world champion finale, and now he earned his shot on a pay-per-view card, UFC 222, which he got fucked up towards the end. He won, unanimous decision, but he couldn't even stand up for his post-fight interview, which was pretty crazy. First time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that was a weird clip. You had me watch that earlier with Joe getting in on the ground with him, asking him, what'd you think about that?
Yeah, exactly. And, the kid's got balls. He fought till the end, and then he dropped, he couldn't just get up, but he fought to the end. That's just all you can ask for in a fighter. And he did really good. He didn't break his leg, but he does have a fracture from a previous fight, and apparently it would be better if he had a break because it would heal quicker. So they're not sure exactly how long he's going to be out.
Okay. I would think a fracture would be worse than a break.
I'd say we'll probably see him in 3 to 6 months, I'd imagine, if you give him a healthy time to take time off and
because you don't want to just end up healing up and getting back out there too soon and just hurting it again.
Yeah, ligament tears and God knows what, infinite rehab and potentially ruining your career.
Seriously.
But even though he got the serious injury, that didn't stop him from debuting his new marijuana strain at the UFC 226 after party, which I thought was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this guy's he's not shy of marijuana at all, and the UFC's pretty chill about it. As long as you're not using it right before a fight, they really don't give a fuck if you're out in the media showing it, as we've seen with the Diaz brothers. But so basically, this guy, he's hung out with Snoop Dogg. He got to celebrate his win on the Contender Series with Snoop Dogg, so he's well known in the fucking field. And now he's releasing Sugar Show OG, which is pretty nice, pretty dope, man. It's a mix between Lemonhead and OG 92, and I want to try it. I
want to try it too because I've recently realized about myself I like the lemon strains, the citrusy type strains. Yeah. They taste really good. So that Lemonhead and OG 92, I'd give it a whirl.
Fuck yeah, man. And videos of service of him chilling. He was smoking so much weed, and he got handed in the video a full golden wrapped glove blunt, which was God knows how much weed was inside that monster, but it was like a human-sized fist of weed.
That's hilarious.
Ready to be lit up and smoked. Fucking yeah, just partying it up. Which shit, man, the kid deserves it, and I'm looking forward to seeing him return. Hopefully, it's not too long.
He's got time to smoke and heal up now.
Exactly. Using the best medicine he could.
There you go.
Now, speaking of returns, what we're going to talk about is the potential for Brock Lesnar to return is seeming pretty good right now. And,
the man, the myth, the monster.
Yeah, whether you hate him or love him, Brock Lesnar, you gotta watch him. You can't help but watch his fights. The dude's ridiculous. Skill-wise, he might not be up there with a lot of these guys as far as being averaged out across the board. He doesn't have that good of striking, but he is an amazing wrestler. And then when he gets to the ground, those fists add up. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, and Dana White saying the odds are very, very good in a recent conference that he did, and he was smirking with it and stuff. So I'm willing to bet that sometime soon. We have to wait until September because Brock Lesnar had his little issue where he tested hot after he fought Mark Hunt at UFC 200. So he's got until September until his suspension's up. So we could see him then. There's a lot of rumors flying around. John Bone Jones called him out, but John's obviously dealing with his own demons on that suspension he could be fighting. And
suspensions left and right, man.
We might not see him for years upon years. His career in the U.S. could be over, honestly. He could be an older man by the time he's allowed to fight here again. But, that would be a dream match to see Brock versus John Jones. But most likely, that's not what we're going to see. We're going to see, probably Alistair Overeem fighting him again for the trilogy.
That'd be a good one.
But, I'd like to see Francis Ngannou fight him. He just came off that loss with Stipe. Why not fight a previous heavyweight champion?
Right.
Get a little more experience. I don't know how that would go, man. Francis is a hell of a striker, but I don't know how he'd defend against Brock Lesnar. Brock's got a hell of a takedown. So it'd be interesting to see. You never know. And they have other guys. Stefan Struve, who's that fucking 7-foot dude who's real skinny. That's another one who's a good chance for him to fight Brock when he comes back. And
okay.
Yeah. There's a ton of guys in the heavyweight division that they could throw at Brock, and I'm hoping to see what happens soon. As soon as we can.
Brock Lesnar is always interesting to watch.
Yeah, man.
No matter who he's fighting.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can't help but watch Brock Lesnar. He's a fucking roided out monster. Another return we are very anxious for here at American Slacker. This is, of course, Conor McGregor. And Conor, he's been out of the UFC since November 2016.
Mr. Family Man.
Yeah, Mr. Family Man and Money Man, as he's reeling back all that money he made in the Mayweather deal.
Yeah.
But he's been holding that championship down since November 2016. The lightweight division, and now you got that interim bullshit going on, and that's going to end soon apparently, because now what's happening is that Ferguson and Nurmagomedov are going to fight, and it's going to become not the interim, but the real championship. They're going to strip Conor of his belt coming up.
Oh, wow.
This event that's happening April 7th.
That's big.
UFC 223. So now Conor has incentive to come back. He wants to legitimize the rankings, so to say. That's an exact quote from him. And, I'm sure he wants to come back just to show that he's, still the top gun. And coming back from that loss on Mayweather, he's got something to prove. I want to see him fight fucking Diaz out of everybody, but most likely he's going to fight the winner of that match. And we could probably expect that, again, this will be later on, end of summer, early fall, August, September. Maybe you'll see McGregor. Maybe we'll get a double. Maybe they'll hold off and we'll get a McGregor-Lesnar double pay-per-view, 2 main headliners, like fucking heavyweight in the lightweight division, which would be fucking dope.
And you know what? Summer fights always seem more fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like you can have a beer, and you're in shorts, and you're chilling at a bar, and
yeah, a lot of good bars do the pay-per-views. You pay a cover.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a fun time. I like it.
As long as it's not an insane fucking cover.
Exactly. Yeah, they can get crazy with the covers, especially if it's something like the Mayweather fight, the Mayweather-McGregor fight. That was crazy. Moving along, we got more to talk about with Dana White. Dana White is throwing off some regards that of a recent possible fight between Tyron Woodley and Nate Diaz, because both Diaz's are on hold right now, but Nate Diaz has been on hold for a long time since his last fight with McGregor, where he lost by decision. Yep. But these guys have been going at it on social media, trying to create the hype for this fight, which it would sell. Diaz deserves to get a championship shot, Why not fucking put him in there? He's a moneymaker, and I feel like it's it's something that they refuse to capitalize on, is the popularity of the Diaz brothers. I don't know why they do it, but I feel like that's a lot of money to be made there. They got Conor as a star.
They're a little bit sour on him for some reason.
They really are, man. They always have that image, and maybe there's more behind the scenes that we don't know, but Dana White's saying that he went out saying basically that Tyron Woodley was full of shit, direct quote, and continued to basically berate Woodley in his efforts to fight Diaz, saying that the next fight that Woodley is going to have is most likely going to come from the former lightweight champion, not light heavyweight, Rafael Dos Anjos. So, he's pretty much shutting down all the hope of that. So I'm sure he's got Diaz all pissed off too. And fucking Woodley's like, what the fuck? You know, like,
right?
He wants to have the best fight possible to make the money for the fight so that he can make a legacy for himself. You know,
understand.
Stop fucking throwing like old fighters at him. You know, it's kind of I don't know. I feel like it's an old business way of the UFC.
It's kind of understood that people would want to see like an old fighter versus an up and comer. That's like kind of the formula.
Hopefully they figure this out. Woodley and Dana have a meeting scheduled, so they'll probably figure this all out and figure out who the next opponent will be. They haven't really announced it yet because they want to play it safe until the meeting. But that's not the only thing Woodley's up to, man. We've got word that Woodley has found himself a hell of an apprentice, and that's coming in as Floyd Mayweather. Because Floyd is thinking of coming out of retirement to step into the octagon, and he's thinking Woodley's going to be his head coach. He wants to dabble in, man. He wants to take a fight, and I've heard a lot of people debate about it. And after hearing a good argument about how he could get somebody like CM Punk, a professional that's transitioned from another sport as well, that's not as well versed in MMA as an all-life pro, then you might have an even fight. We're talking the best hitter, arguably, in any sport.
Right.
The best striker possibly ever. He hasn't even, and apparently he says his wrestling is I think a 6 of a 10. I think that was his quote.
Okay.
He started ranking himself out there, and he said his striking was like 110 out of 10.
Well, if you have really good striking, then they know to go for the ground game. But if you have a decent leg game, you can keep people off you from going for a submission.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because you can throw some nasty kicks. Like someone goes down for your leg, you right in the jaw. Like that'll fuck them up.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. I mean, I would love to fucking see this fight, and most likely, I don't see it coming. I don't know if it'll be a UFC sponsored exactly. It might be like a whole Mayweather production, whole night with an undercard, maybe some UFC fighters, maybe White gets involved and they work out some kind of deal, but I'm sure he's gonna try to hype this up and make every dollar count for this event. But shit, man, it looks at all points, it looks like this is actually gonna happen.
Cool. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. It gives us something to look forward to. And right now, I've got to say there's a lot to look forward to coming up in the UFC. The next pay-per-view we have coming on is April 7th. We got UFC 223, Ferguson versus Nurmagomedov. That's going to be fucking awesome. We'll finally figure out who the true champion is. And then Connor can come back and take that. Or maybe finally fight Nate and figure out that Nate is better.
Fuck you.
Well, we'll see.
That's the ultimate fight.
Yeah. On that card, we got Thug Rose is fighting Joanna again. Not a title shot, as far as I know. Renato Marciano versus Calvin Catter. Anthony Pettis versus Michael Chizia. Al LaQuinta versus Paul Felder. It's going to be a pretty cool card, but further on, we got all kinds of good shit coming on later on this year. And mainly what I'm stoked about, looking down the road, we got the heavyweight champion of the world fighting light heavyweight champion of the world. We're going to be talking about this a lot to come, but July 7th, Stipe Miocic is fighting Daniel Cormier for the heavyweight title.
Nice.
It's going to be fucking interesting, man.
That'll be good because it's right around 4th of July, too. It's probably falls right on a weekend, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome. That's the only event named for the whole card so far, because it is far out in advance, and I mean there's quite a few events before that. Also, I don't want to overlook it. UFC 225, Whitaker versus Romero 2. Yoel Romero is a fucking monster, so I'm definitely looking forward to that too. But yeah, I just when they announced Miocic versus Cormier, I was like, holy fuck,
that'll be good.
This is it. This is going to be the card of the summer for sure. I'm sure they're going to find a way to stack that shit. And maybe they can get Connor in early, but they probably want to put Connor as the headliner. So
right.
We'll see how it goes. That's what to look forward to coming up in the UFC. And until next time, people, just enjoy, keep fighting.
And now that we've wrapped up the green corner, it's time to hear something from another podcast.
Hi, I'm Mike from the Genuine Chit Chat podcast, where we have honest conversations with interesting people. I speak to a wide variety of guests, from travellers to musicians to those afflicted with mental or physical illnesses. There's really no subject that's off limits, from movies to politics and even controversial topics ranging from sex to drug reform and political correctness. So if you still believe in the art of conversation, are intrigued by healthy debates with different ideas and perspectives you may not have thought of, and want a podcast where every episode is about something different with a variety of guests, then this may be the podcast for you. You can hear us on YouTube and all your favourite podcast apps, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to hang out and listen to honest conversations with interesting people, then come to Genuine Chit Chat, where I'm your host, Mike Burton.
And we are back with our newest segment of all the cool things we've come up with for you guys. This one is called This or That. I feel like we've been getting some good reception on This or That.
Yeah, people like to see what we expand our minds on.
Yeah, get involved too. Think about it yourself. Maybe answer. We're putting up polls on the Facebook page so you can vote which one you actually would want. And in this case, this is This or That Fight Edition. In honor of just coming out of the green corner.
Hell yeah, gotta keep it themed, keep it clean.
So I got a first one for you here, Matt. We're going movies: The Matrix or Kill Bill.
Easy one, Kill Bill all day. Tarantino fan, can't help but do it.
Yep.
Love Kill Bill. Bottom of her shoe, say fuck you. How about that?
I'm gonna go with Kill Bill as well. That was an easy choice on my part too. There's so many good fight scenes, and especially since it's Volume 1 and 2.
Both
I mean, with The Matrix, you got 3 of them, and there are a lot of good fight scenes throughout them.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I'm not shitting on The Matrix. It's just Kill Bill was like the beginning of the love that I have for Tarantino, and I mean, just down to like the little hidden things of all of his films, and yeah, he's a brutal motherfucker, and so are his films. I love it.
Yep.
Now, sticking along with films, The Karate Kid, new or the OG?
I'm gonna have to go OG just because, I mean, we even use sound clips from it from time to time in the show.
Man face you, he is enemy. Enemy deserve no mercy.
Sweep the leg.
Oh yeah.
Put him in a body bag. And I actually never saw the new one with what is it? Will Smith's
Jaden
kid?
Smith?
Yeah,
Man,
Jaden Smith.
I saw both, and Jackie Chan was Mr. Han, but we know who the fuck he was. He was trying to be Mr. Miyagi, and you know what, Jackie Chan, you're not Mr. Miyagi.
It was like a retelling, right? It wasn't like a sequel or anything.
Plus, you don't got Ralph Macchio. So, you know what? You get the thumbs down, and I gotta go with the original Mr. Miyagi-totin' Karate Kid.
That's what I would go with as well. Now, speaking of Jackie Chan or Jet Li?
Oh, this is pretty easy for me too, because I feel like you're asking me, do I like PG or R? Because I feel like Jackie Chan's like a family-friendly version of Jet Li almost. Jet Li is intimidating and scary. Like, he'll pull hard out of a motherfucker, and Jackie Chan is just gonna make you laugh and use the environment to mess somebody up. So it's like, I don't know, I take a personal enjoyment out of Jet Li's films, but I do like Jackie Chan, but Jet Li wins.
Jet Li, wow, we're gonna be divided on this film, because I would always go Jackie Chan.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
I have told you.
Are you deaf?
No, you is blind.
I'm not blind, you blind.
That is what I just said.
You just...
Man, I don't know. Jackie Chan rubs me the wrong way sometimes. Drunken bastard? I don't know.
I'll get into it with you off air about some Jackie Chan stuff.
Okay. I look forward to hearing about this. All right. Well, since we're on the actor train, let's go 90s. Chuck Norris or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I'm gonna go Chuck Norris on this one. It might seem cliche, but it's more just because we've covered Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Getting into fucking fights with people about bullshit. So I wanted to make sure that I'm never on his side. He's been kicking in doors for too long, and I know these splits have to stop. I'm on Chuck Norris if I had to pick between the two of them.
Nice. Okay, yeah. I can't help but agree. I love Chuck Norris from all of his old school films.
Well, I used to watch Walker, Texas Ranger when I got home
that
from
too,
school
man.
And stuff too.
That too, man. Oh man, he was even in a film. I always try to put Mr. Miyagi in this film, but he was in a film like The Karate Kid where he helps this kid, and it's like a total ripoff of The Karate Kid.
Okay.
He trains with a kid. Man, Chuck Norris all day, and Jean-Claude Van Damme, I feel like was always like, I don't know, trying to be like some like new age hipster karate.
He falls under the Steven Seagal, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like B martial artists.
Right.
The B crew.
All right, martial arts. We're talking video games. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Again, I feel like Mortal Kombat was just rated R, and Street Fighter was a little more PG-13. I gotta go Mortal Kombat, man. Fatalities all day.
I'm with you on this one. Babality, Animality. You got Scorpion, Smoke.
Oh my god.
Get Sub-Zero. Liu Kang, fucking.
Yeah, so many.
So many amazing characters, and the movies. You got those too. So
yeah, and Jean-Claude Van Damme isn't there to taint it like he did with the Street Fighters. All right, we're gonna finish this off strong. I'm gonna put you in an environment of your choosing. You've got to survive. Now you're gonna have to fight one of two things. First thing. 7 11-year-olds.
Okay.
That's 7 individual 11-year-old children. Or Dustin Diamond, aka Screech from the Saved by the Bell.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 7 11-year-olds.
7 11-year-olds.
And
I was hoping you say that because I want to see that.
And I will say that, like, just because, okay, they're 11, they're not that strong. Like, I don't know what Dustin Diamond's been up to lately. He might have been working out. He might be on something. I don't know where his life's taking him at this point. And he could overpower me with the strength of a man.
You never know.
None of these 11-year-olds have the strength of a full-grown man. So if I take them one at a time, or even use one as a weapon against the other in some way. Now, I will say, if you had said 11 7-year-olds, that might have changed my mind, because 11 of anything, that's you're one short of a dozen. That's gonna change the game a lot.
That's a lot of mass when you start talking.
So 7 11-year-olds, yes. 11 7-year-olds, no.
We got into a whole nother this or that out of that. But 7 11-year-olds over Dustin Diamond, aka Screech.
Yes.
All day. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What's yours? Same?
I'd probably agree the same thing, because you could pick up one of those 7 and take out the other 6 easily. You start swinging him by the feet, and you got an instant weapon. They're small enough to pick up people.
Yeah.
Now,
you want the feet, not the head, because it'll bite.
Yeah. Screech has got a lot of built-up rage after doing Saved by the Bell and that sketchy-ass porno and going to jail for stabbing somebody. Allegedly. No, the porno, definitely. I saw the box cover one time. Like, it's real.
Well, he was lying to his girlfriend then.
That's not allegedly. And he could have pulled like a Carrot Top move where all of a sudden you haven't seen him a couple years, and then you look and he's like jacked like a motherfucker, like he's given Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime of Run for the Bunny.
Seriously.
So yeah, I'm gonna take the children all day over this dude.
Absolutely. So this has been another very successful this or that. I think we've hashed out some important things that needed to be talked about.
Yeah, as I like to say, this is the segment that's going to make great changes in the world.
I think so. This
is how we debate people. Alrighty, well that wraps up the show, and thanks for tuning in. And now's the part where we lay the plugs on you. So why don't you go over, check out the Facebook page at American Slacker Podcast. And while you're there, check out the American Slackers group, where you can chime in with a bunch of other slackers like yourself, and just fucking have at it. Have a little fun. And while you're at it, check out the Instagram. That's another place where you can get all the promos for the show, a lot of visual entertainment to stimulate your brain. And another place to get some stimulation is our website, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com or ASPodcast.com.
You can find us over on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. All of our episodes are also on YouTube. And we encourage you to rate and review us on iTunes. And please, tell a friend about the show. It's the easiest way to spread the word. And also, thank you to anyone watching on the Instagram live feed. We've had Dave, we've seen Airborne today, we saw Fit Farm podcast, we met Gay Vampire, that was fun. So we always try and do a live Instagram whenever we're recording an episode, so please come join us, and we'll be sure to put up some kind of indication on our Instagram stories as to when we're doing that.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you want to get in contact with us, send us an email, AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out the Spotify playlist. You'll find a ton of cool-ass artists on there to keep your day rocking out. Some that have been on the show and some that we just feature their awesome-ass tunes because we like them that much. Search American Slacker Podcast, and you'll be fucking shredding your ears in no time.
You can also become a Patreon Slacker, which is our version of a sponsor of the show. You can head over to patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. We have rewards. We got some awesome new stickers we can send you. We're going to start posting our show notes up on there, and there's just going to be way more to come, so get in on it now. You also get cool shout outs at the front, like all the awesome slackers at the beginning of the show. So head on over there. You can also visit our shop at AmericanSlackerPodcast.BigCartel.com, where we have shirts and mugs and more to come. So please go check that out.
And last but not least, don't forget to get at us on our personal shit. You can find me on Instagram at MWG Media. You can view my very ghostly-like Snapchat, but my very active Xbox Live at Matty G from HP.
And you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Xbox Live at Landers the Plane.
He's not on Snapchat much either, so don't let him fucking lie to you.
Yeah, no, it's more Instagram stories.
Yeah,
we might. You know what? Next quarter, you might not be hearing Snapchat in there anymore.
Ooh, this is something I've been thinking about too. So big moves, people, coming.
Things are happening.
Of American Slacker Podcast. Well, again, thank you everybody for fucking tuning in to the live stream, to downloaders on your devices across the world. It's been a fun ride tonight, and yeah, we hope you enjoyed it like we did. And until next time, that's fucking it.
There you fucking go.
Yeah, fucking.